Cnbc TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.
Up next, we have Rajeshwari Kumar, who calls in from Madhya Pradesh with a personal finance query. Hi, ma'am. How can we help you?
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
The question which I have, I'm just going to give you a very short background. It's for my children.
Okay.
I have two sons. One is 29 and 24. They both are defense officers, and they don't have any kind of commitment. The elder one is married, while the younger one is a bachelor.
Okay.
My question is, what percentage of the salary should they be saving? One. Second, whatever percentage the expert says, what percentage should be invested in equities and mutual funds?
Okay, fair enough. Before I ask our expert to advise you, just one quick question from my side. Do they have any current liability, any loans, pendings, or EMIs?
No, nothing. They have no commitments whatsoever. Nothing.
Okay, Hemant, any questions that you want to ask?
No, I think the important factor is that she mentioned that both the sons are quite young, and the fact that they want to invest for the long term. I personally believe that this is the right stage of life for them to start planning for their investment. Although most of us actually what we do is we start investing in a haphazard manner, in the sense we have some money to invest, so we either look at equity or debt. But my advice clearly here would be that if they can follow the financial planning process, now what it really means is that they need to define their goals. It's not just the wealth creation. There could be other goals which have to be achieved in short term, medium term, or long term. The advantage of that is that once you do that and you assign a time horizon and a target to each one of them, based on an assumed rate of return, you can actually work out how much you need to invest for each goal. And what it does for you, it brings in some kind of discipline. I mean, if you invest without a particular goal or without a time horizon, there can be temptation at times, especially when you're invested in equity, to either exit from there or maybe, keep shuffling your asset allocation. So my advice would be that, if they can define their goal, but if the intent is clearly to invest for the long term, then my advice would be that they can look at well-diversified equity fund. They can look at funds like Franklin India Prima Plus and Kotak Select Focus. Important thing is that when you're investing for the long term, yes, you can start with lump sum, but it's always advisable that if some money can be invested on a monthly basis, or at least on some regularity, maybe quarterly or half-yearly, I think a combination of a lump sum and a regular investment, I think works very well for equities.
Okay, so hopefully that addresses your question. Let's move on. We've got one number going on in the broader space, but let's just get some more questions in. We've got Mr. Bhaskar Koshik joining in from Maharashtra. He has a personal finance question, I think. Sir, good afternoon. Thank you for being with us on Your Stocks. What's your question?
Hello? हाँ, बोलिए.
हाँ, सर, क्या question है आपका? बताइए.
Hello?
जी, सर, आपका क्या सवाल है? पर्सनल फाइनेंस का कोई क्वेश्चन है आपका, तो आप हमको बताइए, हम अपने एक्सपर्ट से पूछेंगे.
अच्छा, मैडम.
जी.
मुझे 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्टमेंट करने का है.
ओके.
विच आर द बेस्ट म्यूचुअल फंड?
म्यूचुअल और कितने टाइम के लिए कर सकते हैं सर? आप कितने टाइम के लिए होल्ड करके रखेंगे?
18 months.
18 months.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask our expert over here. What would you advise him as far as the funds are concerned? Which are the best ones to keep for that time horizon? He's looking at 18 months.
Well, I think in this case, there are two important factors. One is that he wants to invest a lump sum, and the second is the time horizon is 18 months. So clearly for a time horizon of 18 months, you can't take too much of a risk. The safety of capital has to be the most important factor here. At the same time, one should look at an investment option where the returns can be slightly better than what you get from traditional options like fixed deposit, and also the return should be tax efficient. But that's where I think mutual fund definitely score over other traditional options. So in this case, my recommendation would be that he should look at a hybrid kind of fund. In this category, my recommendation would be that he should look at Kotak Equity Savings Fund. Now, this fund typically invests around 15% in equity, around 50 to 55% in arbitrage, and the rest in debt. And the debt portion is managed like a short-term debt fund. The good thing about this fund is that after 1 year, any gain that he will make, if he redeems the unit, let's say after 18 months, all the gains that he will make will be tax-free. So, like I said, it's very important to focus on your time horizon and choose the right fund. So, a fund like Kotak Equity Savings will be the best for him.
ओके भास्कर जी, आपके लिए हमारे एक्सपर्ट की राय यही है कि क्योंकि आपका टाइम होराइजन सिर्फ 18 से 24 महीने का है, इसलिए उस टाइम में ज्यादा रिस्क नहीं ले सकते क्योंकि टाइम कम है, इसलिए उन्होंने आपको एक डाइवर्सिफाइड फंड बोला है, कोटक इक्विटी सेविंग्स फंड, जिसमें डेट भी है, आर्बिट्राज भी है, इक्विटी भी है। और इसमें अगर जब आप 18 महीने या 24 महीने के बाद पैसा निकालेंगे तो उसमें टैक्स लायबिलिटी नहीं होगा, तो इसलिए ये राय है। और अगर आप कोशिश करें इससे लंबा टाइम होराइजन रखने की तो और उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट बता सकते हैं।
CNBC TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leadership.